it is highly unlikely that justice will be served, even if there is a proper investigation, which is also unlikely. Law enforcement in the US has gradually been granted de facto legal immunity over the years. Exceptions are only made for public relations purposes, and even this rarely goes beyond a slap on the wrist. Anyone who has paid attention to the legal outcomes of police brutality cases over the past decade understands this. Anyone who has lived any significant amount of time in an American ghetto understands this. And the people of Ferguson, Missouri definitely understand this. They made that clear following the shooting. It began with peaceful protests, and then unfortunately riots and looting broke out. Many have focused on the deep and volatile racial tensions that this event revealed. It illustrated just how unstable the social fabric of America really is under the surface, and just how little it takes for appearances to get turned upside down. There's one aspect of this event which is not polarizing. In fact, it should come as a unifying wake-up call, a common ground, and that's the militarized police crackdown that followed and continued even after the rioting had ended. You see, the core protesters in Ferguson found a non-violent strategy to resist. They put their hands in the air, they face the police, and they shout in unison, "Hands up, don't shoot." Some accentuate this by even dropping to their knees while shouting. And this is how the police have been responding, like soldiers in a war zone. This is a town of 21,000, and we're seeing local police decked out in full battle gear, pointing multiple automatic weapons at unarmed protesters who already have their hands up. And they're riding in with MRAPs. These are fully armored, mine-resistant vehicles with gunner hatches and glass capable of withstanding .50 caliber ammunition. If you're okay with this, if this seems proportionate or normal to you, then we can assume that you're comfortable living under a police state. In which case, you're welcome to click away to some mind-numbing video about Minecraft or celebrity gossip. It's okay, go on. For the rest of you, those who find these images sobering, this problem goes way beyond Ferguson, Missouri. The militarization of the police that we see here is part of a pattern that's been developing for several years now in the United States. We saw this during the manhunt in the Boston bombing case, and there have been countless examples that never made national headlines. This didn't happen on accident. The militarization of the police has been orchestrated nationwide across countless jurisdictions, because those who control the US government want this. It's institutionalized at this point, and it's only going to get worse unless you, the American people, find a way to pull yourselves together and unify against this steadily advancing police state. This is just reality. You can either allow that reality to paralyze you, you can put your head in the sand, or you can convert that discomfort into a driving force. Your choice. And to you, the police, if that word still applies, look at yourself. Look what you've become. You still convince yourself that you represent the values of freedom and justice that your forefathers died for? Make no mistake, history will remember how you conducted yourselves in the twilight of this nation. And I can assure you that unless you radically change course, your descendants will be ashamed of that memory. If this message resonates with you, then spread it. If you want to see the big picture,